Michael Jackson thrilled fans when he announced his "This Is It" residency at London's The O2 Arena. Although the career comeback wasn't solely due to the superstar's desire to perform again. This would have been the first time Michael Jackson had toured since the History World Tour ended in 1997. But what made him decide to return to the stage after all those years? How did what began as just 10 shows grow into 50? Could a man who hadn't toured in 12 years, physically, mentally, and emotionally, handle a 50-show concert residency? And if he couldn't, we'll be getting to the bottom of what really happened. This is the story of the death of Michael Jackson. As more debt piled up, This Is It was created to show the people who had been hearing a lot of brazer headlines, wacko-jacko headlines for decades now. It was meant to prove that Jackson still had what it took to entertain, and that the money earned would help the pop star regain control of his spiraling finances. By the time Michael Jackson began rehearsing for the 50 concert dates, he had already been receiving treatment for chronic pain for many years. Among the injuries he endured were severe head burns suffered while filming a commercial for Pepsi in 1984, and later a back injury sustained in 1999 when a bridge suspended above the stage collapsed during a performance. These physical setbacks meant that Jackson became fully dependent on prescription drugs. As part of his agreement with AEG Live, Michael Jackson made a personal request. He wanted a private doctor to travel with him and care for him throughout the tour. AEG agreed. They hired Conrad Murray, a physician who had known Jackson long before the intense rehearsal period, and someone who was well aware of the singer's unique and demanding needs. As the concert rehearsals moved forward and the weeks drew closer to opening night of This Is It, Michael Jackson began to mention that he was feeling extremely tired and that he couldn't sleep in between rehearsal. Dr. Conrad Murray admitted that he had given the singer doses of propofol to help him rest. After a poor rehearsal on June 13, 2009, Michael Jackson skipped the next day's rehearsal on the advice of Murray. According to Kenny Ortega's confession, the show director for This Is It was very persistent in putting Murray in charge of getting Jackson to rehearsals. However, Jackson was a no-show for another week. Ortega, the show director, stated that when Jackson returned on June 19th, he appeared lost, cold, afraid, and that he believed the best thing to do would be to stop the production, but was torn because he, quote, did not want to break Michael's heart. In a thread of emails between AEG Live executives, Ortega wrote Jackson was showing signs of paranoia, anxiety, and obsessive disorder-like behavior, and suggested a psychiatrist be brought in to examine the star. Later on, at a meeting at Jackson's home on June 20th, Ortega recounted Murray believed Jackson was, quote, emotionally and physically capable of managing all his responsibility as an entertainer, and that Murray should be the only one to make that kind of assessments. The show must go on. Jackson returned to rehearsals on June 23rd, who appeared to be a different man. Ortega recounted, I was overjoyed at his energy, his state of mind, his enthusiasm. Dr. Murray later admitted he had stopped using propofol to help Jackson sleep for the 2 previous nights. A sleep expert assures that a person can recover quickly from heavy use of the drug. On June 24th, Jackson left his home around 7 p.m. as he made his way to the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, not knowing that what would be his final rehearsal ever. A lot of attendants that night recalled that Jackson continued to be in good spirit as he ran through the show. The rehearsal ended at approximately midnight, and Jackson hugged his dancers and thanked the crew. Then the mogul returned home, where he was greeted by a small group of fans, gathered outside his rented mansion. The sold-out shows were scheduled for just a few weeks, and for the first time, Michael felt positive and on his way to giving audiences the performance of a lifetime. On June 25th, in the early hours of the morning, Michael Jackson began complaining that he was exhausted. Conrad Murray grew worried that Jackson had become dependent on propofol, and instead gave him Valium to help him sleep. Through the night, Murray said he continued giving Jackson more doses of sedatives, but not propofol, even though the singer kept requesting it. By mid-morning on June 25th, Conrad Murray finally gave in to Michael Jackson's request and added propofol to the IV drip. In his June 27th interview with police, Murray said he stayed with Jackson for about 10 minutes before leaving the room. It is believed that Michael Jackson was alone in his bedroom at the time of his death, while his doctor stepped outside to take a phone call.
Yes, sir. I need an ambulance as soon as possible, sir. Sir, we have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing.
That night, Michael Jackson's body reacted in an unusual way, and he slipped into a deep sedation without any warning, since there were no monitors tracking his heart rate or pulse that could have alerted Conrad Murray in time. By a strange coincidence, Dr. Murray stepped out of the room for a few minutes just as Jackson stopped breathing. In medical terms, he suffered a respiratory arrest. At that moment, he still could have been saved. Since he had stopped breathing, all he really needed was oxygen. When Dr. Murray returned, he noticed something was wrong, but he thought Jackson was having a heart problem, not a breathing problem. In other words, he believed it was cardiac arrest and began CPR, which was actually the wrong response. He also didn't call 911 right away. He tried to resuscitate Jackson, as did paramedics when they finally arrived at the scene. At UCLA Medical Center, where the performer was taken, a team of doctors also attempted to bring him back, but it did not work, and Jackson was officially declared dead. The King of Pop was gone forever. Later, Dr. Murray would offer his own version of events, claiming that he had only given the first dose to help Michael sleep, and that Jackson had put himself on the drip while Murray was out on a phone call. The court and jury, however, did not accept that story.
My brother, the legendary King of Pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday.
Then, nearly 3 weeks after the singer's death, a Hollywood memorial that rivaled royalty, seen by millions around the world. It was an emotional ceremony with a heartbreaking ending.
And I just wanted to say I love him so much.
Alright, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribed button so you won't miss a new episode. This is the story of Michael Jackson's death.